What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in China or something? And in a period long before our Christ was born. Not to mention before I was born.
Yes, exactly. But aren't you happy to see me, my dear Ludwig? And you know well that we can imagine our meeting without being restrained by the so-called realities of time and space.
Don't bullshit a bullshitter. You know all too well that the limits of my language are the limits of my world.
Of course they are. Our advancement in the world is subject to such limitations as this. And their retirement from it is subject to similar limitations. But you also know that your questions about language as such cannot have a limit.
Yes, but thereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent.
Silence. Yes, silence. I totally approve of it. Which is why I ask you to get rid of your destitution. Say goodbye to all your worries and come wander with me on our common way to the land of great silence.
But please excuse me, I feel a bit nervous. Is silence truly that which only remains? I do love language. It is my true love and the answer to all my questions.
Oh, but there is nothing wrong with it. The problem is, I think, that you try to put analysis into words, or language, as you call it. The words, or language, as you call it, cannot be analyzed.
Yes, I know that. I found it soon after publishing the Dictatus. I am traveling through life like a bad rider on the horse. I am so happy horse has such a good nature and would not throw me off.
Yes. I believe horses have good nature. It's a pity they're being trained and disciplined and tortured.
Are you playing with black humor again? Humor, as you might know, it's not a mood, but a way of looking at the world. So, if it is correct to say that humor was stamped out in Nazi Germany, that does not mean that people were not in good spirits or anything of that sort. But something much deeper and more important than that.
Oh, I don't know about humor. This strange word you and your people have invented. But I do think joy is important. And joy does not end when grief comes sprawling into it. How could you otherwise beware your critical and rebellious spirit? Where where could you hide your integrity when it comes to these questions?
I do not know why we are here, but I'm pretty sure it's not in order to enjoy ourselves.
Why are you so sure? You certainly know that freedom is joyfulness, and joyfulness is freedom. Human beings can die without freedom. Just remember the story of the seabird I told you once.
But you, on the other hand, certainly know that every inner process stands in need of the outward criteria. I am against the bewitchment of our intelligence by means of language.
I prefer to call it speech, because no language can exist without speech. Heaven, earth, and I were born together, and I am one with everything that exists. Since we are one, how can one speak about all this? But since we are spoken of as one, there has to be room for speech. And besides, speech is much more than simply blowing air in each other's faces. When we speak, the words have meaning.
Oh, come on. Do not come to me again with this meaning. I tried to eliminate it. But then I had to change my perspective and everything became even more complicated. Language, or speech as you call it, is a part of our organism. And no less complicated than that.
Of course. And if you want to understand it, you have to make it simpler. You simply need to change your perspective.
Again.
Yes. Again. Again. And again.
But you see, it has been difficult to maintain a certain perspective with a totalitarian father and 3 of your brothers committing suicide. And your lover, the love of your life, dying in a car accident.
Yes. I know people from Central Europe always see themselves and all their problems as connected to their families and their lovers. But my dearest friend Hoisho also found out. We are, including of course all our problems, all and always connected to heaven and earth. And my old master, Lao believed himself to be a child of Mother Nature, resting in the bosom of her nourishing existence. I think our families could be okay.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Ask this fellow. What's his name? Oh yes, it's Zygmunt.
Freud? How can I find him? Where is he dwelling?
Oh, just around the corner.